This is Oba Babatunde from SWAT. Why's it taking you so long to get to us?
Hey guys, it's Lauren Yates from Rave It Up here. And today we're going to be having a chat over Zoom with magician and illusionist Michael Boyd, who you may remember from Australia's Got Talent in 2013. We have a talk to him today about being the illusionist and also the producer of Cabaret De Paris that is coming back to Sydney at State Theatre on the 3rd and 4th of November. You can buy your tickets now at cabaretdeparis.com.au. Michael, welcome to Rave It Up. It's a pleasure to finally have you on the show. How are you going today?
Thank you for having me. I'm really good. As I said, I'm here in Hobart, just finished a season of shows in Tasmania and ready to move to Melbourne.
I've never been to Hobart or anywhere in Tasmania. I hear it's beautiful.
Absolutely beautiful. The people are beautiful. The weather's a little chilly, but, you know, worth it. You take it all in.
Yeah, I'm going to have to add it to my to-see list, you know?
Definitely.
So I saw your show Mystique last year and I absolutely loved it. Like, I got out of it and I was like, I know I saw it, but I feel like, you know, they say you won't believe your eyes. And I'm like, yeah, I didn't believe my eyes. It happened right in front of me. And I'm like, what is going on?
We love that about the show. There's lots of take-home magic, what we say, where you leave the show and you're like, what about the one with that box that was way up high and he threw the ball, and you start reconstructing the show and you're too late. The magic's happened.
I know. You're like, but still the whole time you're just leaving starstruck.
Like magic, more than ever, magic is, people love it nowadays. I think we all need a bit of magic in our life with everything that's going on. We just want a bit of fantasy and escapism. And that's generally, I find more and more now, particularly with all the goings on in the world, people just want fantasy. They want to leave. They don't want a sad and sorry story. They want, wow, just to be taken away. The real magic is making you disappear from your life, forgetting about the emails, the phone calls, all the things you've got to do, and just immersing yourself in the production.
Yeah, by the end, you're like, wow, he actually made me forget all that stuff. How did he do that?
Yes, my biggest illusion.
Yeah, that we don't even know is happening. I loved it too because it was just fun for the whole family. Like there was heaps of kids in the audience and the beautiful State Theatre. You did an amazing job. So I really look forward to finally just having one-on-one chat today to talk about your career.
All the things, it's one of the things we like about the show too, is you can have a grandparent and a grandchild and everyone in between go and see Mystique. And they enjoy it on different levels. The grandparent is still going, oh my God, where the kids are. And there's not many forms of entertainment where you really go across that age barrier. And there's something, as we say, for everyone. And also seeing the parents look at their kids like, oh, how did you do that? And the kids look back. Again, they're the real magic moments I love. You can see it on stage and the connection between people and that sense of wonder. I love it. I'm very lucky to have a job I love.
And I loved how you also used a lot of the, you know, audience participation with the kids, and they love that.
You've got
5 seconds of fame.
That third wall. It's so important, isn't it? It's so important to break that third wall. Yeah.
Well, today I definitely want to find out, you know, how you became who you are today. When I was doing my research, you know, your father was actually a magician and a touring, is it picture show man? That's really taken it back. So when you first started getting into magic yourself and illusions, what did your parents and your grandparents think? Were they like, get a plan B?
He was a magician, and he actually started out with a touring magic and picture show. So he toured regional country centres. And I actually took on that craft. When I was a child, I discovered he was a magician, and he was my hero. So every weekend I'd go visit my grandpa, and he'd set up the magic table in the lounge room, and he started to teach me the secrets of the family business. So that's how I became a magician.
Wow. But were they against it because they already know how hard the industry is to actually work in, especially full time? Were they like, get a plan B, go to university?
No, I was very, very lucky. They're so supportive. It was a very different day and age back then when he toured, and he was obviously on the road, doing things in a very different way to what we do nowadays. Yes. So yeah, every weekend I visit him, and he'd started teaching me the tricks of the trade, and I was fascinated. what he did in his day was very different to what I'm doing these days. And I kind of think he's up there looking down because we use high-tech illusions. We're not cutting the girl in half now. We're cutting her in 8. We have the massive scorpion illusion, which is a buzzing blade that goes in. So entertainment is very, very different. He was very supportive, and as was my father. My mum was the one saying, you know, it's not a real job. You can't be a musician. And I always went, that little thing in me, I'm going to prove you wrong. And I've made a living out of it my entire life. So I'm so lucky.
Do you find like it's because, you know, as you said, it's different day and age back when your grandfather did it, that like even when you talk about Scorpion and stuff, it seems like the tricks have also, not only because we always want as an audience something bigger and better, but it seems to be getting even more dangerous.
More dangerous, and that's on the audience side. We need all our hooks. Our media need the hooks. We've got to do this, we're going to do that, and we need to entice you into the show with these new amazing illusions. And I think people too want to see something new. When you come and see any of our shows, be it Mystique or any of them, we want you to experience something that you've not seen before. So you go away, you know, rather than going, oh yeah, they all rabbit out of the hat. You're like, oh my God, I never even thought these things would be possible.
It'll really keep us on the edge of the seat, you know, like, oh my God, is he going to die?
And it keeps me fresh. It keeps me fresh because every time I'm going, oh my God, here comes that part with the scorpion, and you've got adrenaline, and you've got to, you know, you never know how it's going to turn out. There is obviously a whirling blade that's coming into a box. There is an element of danger when you're doing this. But I love that part of it too. It really keeps the show fresh, and it keeps my energy there. Am I going to live today?
Yeah, make sure you're actually awake for it, you know?
Absolutely. So remember, when you're watching those tricks too, a lot of people go, oh, it's magic. They are real swords. It is real fire. There are elements of danger. But
The kids don't try it at home.
Never try it at home, no. Unless it's a vanishing coin, you could try that maybe.
Yeah. The actual hand magic, that's okay.
Yes.
In all the magic, you know, how to be a magician boxes, things you can buy like that. I did hear a lot of your illusions were designed and actually built by the same team that worked alongside David Copperfield. Like, how did that working relationship even come about? I was going to say you're lucky, but I'm sure you created that luck, Michael.
You do create your own luck in this world. And I have been very blessed to meet lots of amazing people in my life. But they have these things in Las Vegas called magic conventions or conferences where all the magicians congregate from around the world. And once you kind of get known, the inner builders invite you in to tell you their latest illusion and show it off. And you're like, wow, that's amazing, but could we do it like this, like that? And you workshop the idea with them. They then spend about 6 months building these things, and lots of photographs and things and videos going backwards and forwards till finally the illusion comes. It could be a year down the track. Then you've got the rehearsals, you've got to learn the technique, you've got the dancers, another 6 to 12 months. So each illusion you see on stage may be 2 years in the progress from when the footprint was founded to when you see it on stage with all the lighting and all the music and all the spectacle. So it is a long, but it's also, that keeps me again fresh because new ideas and new material. I can't wait to show the audience how's it going to go. So yeah, that's how that relationship started. And obviously, the more I've been in it a while, the more you're in it, the more people that you know. And it really is a collaborative process with the builders and the choreographers and the costume designers and the music editing and all those elements. So I don't take full credit for it. I have a great team. As you said before, it doesn't just happen. It's the people around you.
Yeah. I was just going to say, audience, don't take it for granted when you're seeing a trick, right? Because that could be 2 years in the making. I can't believe you said 2 years. Wow.
Just for one 3-minute illusion. And obviously some of the others, the dexterity takes a lifetime of skill. I've done it all my life. So to do those little tricks takes practice every day when you're a kid in the bedroom, you know, working out how to hide the coin and make it reappear and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And then smooth.
And absolutely on stage as well, it's a whole nother ball game. You want it to be pretty much literally like an entertainment show. It's not just getting up there and doing the disappearing coin trick. It's got to be a whole amazing entertainment.
Absolutely. We always say with magic, it's really the secret is about 5% of what you're seeing. It's the showman and putting all of the other stuff, making it dramatic or making it funny or making it whimsical or making it really beautiful. The part that makes the actual magic there. But the secret itself, because everyone's like, how do you do it? How do you do it? Really, the magic is what surrounds it. It's a presentation.
Exactly. That's the word I was looking for. Presentation. Thank you, Michael. I was looking as well, like in a past interview of yours, you said if you could do something differently now, looking back, you would have like studied business or some like marketing. Do you think that would have actually helped you today with your business and your production company? And is that what you would tell also other children?
Yeah, I think it's a really important thing to have business structure and marketing. However, probably the greatest gift that I learned is to find really good people. So find a great publicist, a really great one. And as you know, Amanda's amazing. Find a great social media manager who's going to do your marketing. Find a great graphic designer. So it's really about assembling your team. And a lot of them are such specialty things
Mm,
that you need that team to do it. Obviously, when you're first starting out, you've got to market it yourself. So it'd be great to have those things, and also working out and crunching the numbers. Oh my God, I'm hiring the theatre and all this costs, but I've managed to work it out over the years. I'm, like I say, probably the best experience I've had and the best luck is performing all my life, because there's one thing you can't buy or be taught, and that is your stage time.
yeah, your
And for
experience.
years of my life, I studied back in the day, was working 2 shows a night, 7 nights a week in Japan, in the
Wow.
cabarets there and in the casinos. I've done it all my life. They're the things that you can't buy and can't be taught. So really, I'm very, very blessed to have performed so much, because that's where you learn. And so the advice to young people would be, get out there, go to the old people's homes, go to creches or kids' schools, do as much performing, because you learn from your audience what works and what doesn't work, and you learn how to connect with that
Yeah.
audience. Most important thing, and it's so hard. You can't be taught it, and you can't buy it. You've got to have the experience.
And even have, I guess, mentors in that field. Like when you're first starting to learn magic, go follow another magician, learn from them. Because you
Oh,
toured, was it with magician Christine Hutchison when you
I did.
just after school, performing 3 shows a day? See, I did do my research. And
Great
then even
resource.
birthday parties and stuff since you were like 13. Like, that's
Good.
really young, even straight after school. Do you ever feel like it took away your childhood a little bit? Or you
Not
obviously
at
were really
all.
grateful you started off early?
Yeah, all my friends loved it that I was doing magic. I actually went to a magic school too. You really have done your research. And when I found there's a magic school, and there was other teenagers like myself who loved magic. So we're all taught different tricks, and then we were taught really the presentation. So you'd only really be able to do that certain trick. The trick of the rings was my trick. I could do that where someone else had the floating ball trick. So we'd all encourage each other. And again, have experience. They would take us to those old people's homes to do shows and all that sort of thing. So I went to the magic school, kind of like Hogwarts. And then, like you said, later on, my first job leaving school, I'm with a female magician being cut in 3 pieces, and I'm looking after her rabbit on the road. That was my very first job out of school. And
Wow.
again, that's where you learn, because we were again doing 3 shows a day every day. And I was helping build the show and pull it down and learning how to tour. I learned so much.
And on
And
the
so
road straight after school, like moving straight out of home straight away.
best job ever, best job ever. And what was great too, I was with a female magician. There aren't many female magicians, and me being the one cut in half. So now I know what it's like on the other side for the girl that's in the box, and often it's me in the box. I've learned to switch it around, as you remember in the show.
Hmm.
So it's not always the girl, but I know exactly what it's like and what they have to go through. I think it gives you
Wow.
more respect for everybody, because I've done all the jobs.
Absolutely. It's amazing hearing all these stories. It shows everybody if they want to be a magician, you got to do your hard yards, but it's so worth it. As you said, best job ever, right?
It's the
I'm
best
going
job
around
ever.
touring the world.
Absolutely. And I always say you can do anything, be it a magician, or you suddenly go, I'm going to be whatever it is, a sporting hero. You just got to be dedicated, passionate, and persistent. I think that
Mm.
goes with any job, including your own. They're hard fields to get into.
Absolutely. Thank you for noticing. And you always bring forward, like, obviously the best magic, illusions, and escapes and everything. And, you obviously got a lot of competition out there with other magicians and illusionists. Do you ever get stuck on ideas? Like, where do you get your inspiration from? Can you ever run out of ideas, really?
Never get stuck on ideas. And like most things, we go way back to the past. I pull out the books that my grandfather would have had and look at what the magicians did back then, and then reinvent it to a current thing. So you redress it, you come up with a new idea, new costume, new music, new choreography, and what's old is new. And the audience back then, obviously, are a new audience now. So you're getting to see something fresh. And really, they are the age-old principles. So I never fall short of ideas for the show. There's always probably too many bustling around inside there that you can't get them all out. So you kind of have to stick down at one. But once I stick on one project, I am almost obsessive. It's all I think about, and I've been the same way as a kid until that illusion becomes a reality. It's on stage, or that routine comes to fruition, and the feeling that you get. But again, those processes are very lucky to have something I'm so passionate about that you can be obsessive, and you almost need to be if you want to be good. And that sets you apart from the competition. I've always been one to put on the blinkers and just do what I'm doing, and it's also good advice. And not to look around at everybody else, because it can distract you and also deter you from doing it. And also maybe then you start emulating and doing what they're doing. Stick to your own vision, I think, and try not to look out there. There are always other people that might be bigger or better or doing other things, but I never worry about them. I worry about what I'm doing.
That's good. That's really good advice. And I can see the passion on your face when you're talking about it. You're like, yeah, you're excited. And as we mentioned before, a lot of your escapes are just getting more and more dangerous, and, it gives you a bit of a challenge each time. But have you ever been scared that you might not get out of it, or may not be able to do one escape, or hurt yourself? What happens when that happens? You must be like battle inside your head.
When the illusion first arrives and you're thinking of all these things, and suddenly you're absolutely right. Generally, when it first arrives and you go, what have I done? Because now there's this, I have to hop into the scorpion. I remember at one stage we've got a levitation illusion where I float really high in the air. Well, the girl floats really high, and then I fly up like Superman. It's a beautiful illusion. Suddenly when I got this illusion and I flew up magically very, very high, I went, oh my God, I'm scared of heights. Where did I get this from?
Look down,
put me down, let me go. So then the determination goes, and you go, right, I'm going to do this. And so I'd levitate just a few feet, and then a few more, and then get higher until I was comfortable. And now I love doing that illusion. So again, it's that challenge. That's a very different one, not an escape. You wouldn't think it. There's this beauty. He's flying in the air. Flying in the air is extremely dangerous.
Not good when you don't like heights.
Yes, well, suddenly you see this illusion. You don't know what it's going to look like on the other side until you're actually floating way up. And this was, it is actually really high and a very dangerous illusion. But now, once you've done it and you've practiced it and perfected it, I love performing that, because it gets a gasp from the audience, not expecting all of a sudden where I fly right up. So there, definitely the payoff at the end.
Exactly. You got to think about what the audience is going, wow, that's what you want, that look.
Absolutely. A lot of time there's pain for both me and you see me there wherever it is, and it looks like you're actually in pain. But you walk off, you're like, yeah, a lot of them are. It's just a physicality that goes with the job. You're jumping in and out of boxes, and there's blades that you're dodging and all that sort of stuff. So it's although the magic looks magic, it can be painful, quite physical, and a lot of barriers to overcome when you're learning them. So
have you ever had any bad injuries yet? Touch wood.
No bad injuries, and I'm touching the table here.
Yes.
No bad injuries, and that goes with obviously we practice a lot and lots of safety procedures as well. But I like that element of risk.
Still, we'll touch wood. I'll touch my table too. Don't wish that upon you. And as you said, you've been doing this since you were young. You really know ins and outs of magic and illusions. But is there any magic trick or illusion that another magician has done that you actually still don't know how it's done?
Often that happens. Oh, we're not going to say often. Rarely that happens. And when it does, I love it, because I have that feeling of wonder that the audience gets, because quite often you're like, ho-hum, you know how it's done, because you're watching the same kind of principles. But occasionally things come and you go, wow, what it was. And I think, oh my God, I'm still fooled by magicians, and often it's sometimes the simplest things. But yeah, occasionally when there's something new, or it could be this way, or this way, you're like, I'm not quite sure. I love that.
Even if it's just done differently, you get the wonder of a child again, and
oh my goodness. Yeah, so no, I love that moment. Yeah, still fooled. I can still
Oh,
be
good. Yeah, that I'd say that's a good thing, right?
just like Penn and Teller. They've got the show Fool Us, and they still get fooled.
Exactly. There you go. Maybe you should start your own Australian version. So, the amazing thing that's coming up, I'm so excited this November, Cabaret De Paris. You're the illusionist for that and also the producer of the show. 3rd and 4th of November audience. You can go buy your tickets now. What can we expect from this show compared to, because I've seen it before. What can we expect compared to other shows that you've done for Cabaret De Paris?
Yeah, Cabaret de Paris really ramps up. I always say it's everything that's synonymous with Parisian cabarets. So, of course, there's the gorgeous girls in the big feather costumes. And there's also the handsome show boys as well doing those amazing things. So the costumes themselves, over $250,000, absolutely breathtaking. We always add a few new elements. When you add to that the lead performer, Rhonda Birchmore,
I
who is
love her. I'm good friends with her.
me too. Let's catch up for coffee.
She's amazing.
She's a dear friend of mine and absolutely another one. She's passionate about what she does. She cares so much about the show. She actually loves doing it. She's got a lot of creative input into it. She's picked a lot of the songs and a lot of the costumes, and we've
Nice
added different things. I pushed her barrier by saying, we've got this little striptease number, Rhonda, where you kind of go behind feathers and strip. Will you do it? She goes, yeah, I'll do it. We come up with creative ways of doing it. But
That's Rhonda.
asking Rhonda, will you get your gear off at 63? She looks incredible. And
I know. Everyone wants to look like her.
such panache. And she, again, is a real showwoman. I sit there in the wings watching her, just admiring the way she connects with the audience, the stories she tells, and how she presents herself. And just an amazing performer, really loves and cares about what she does. One of my favorite, and so lucky as a producer, I love Rhonda. I'm going to put her in the show. So I've got her there for a reason.
I'm glad she came back.
Yes. We have a brilliant pole artist and circus artist and contortionist in the show, again, adding an element of variety. And that's kind of traditional for Parisian shows. Not a lot of people know it. Some people have said, why is there a magic act in it? This is a Paris show. Why is there a magic act? If you go to Paris and you see the Moulin Rouge, they have variety acts. They were always in the show to allow for the costume change and also to allow another layer. So the magical variety acts are really traditional with Parisian shows, and they just add a completely different, like if you're on your roller coaster, suddenly going in a different direction because you're not expecting it.
Something for everybody again.
It is. People often really like the magic, the surprise that it's in there, because they expect the showgirls and they expect to see Rhonda, and suddenly they're seeing elements that they don't expect. And we always refresh the show. We get new choreography. Like I said, we get new costumes, a couple new numbers. Rhonda's working on a new song for the show. It's really, if you saw, did you see it with Rhonda last time?
No, I didn't. I saw it the time before that.
It was with Marissa. Marissa was the lead of the Moulin Rouge. She was absolutely brilliant. Putting Rhonda in the show takes the show in a new direction. And as I always say, it turns up the dial.
Oh, yeah.
Rhonda is just sensational. She adds also the humor and the comedy, and just people love her because she's so real.
Yes, and real and hilarious.
She makes no exceptions at the start. She goes, well, I love French champagne, I love French this, and I love French poodles, but I'm not French, and I don't talk French. But everything about it I love. But she's glamorous, and she's been there, and she tells stories about when she lived over there and worked there as well. So we do get a lot of Paris from Rhonda. Yeah, she's there. But again, it's a show where you go and there's no complicated story. You just sit there and go, wow. The girls, mind you, the dancers that we have, the creme of the crop, they are ex-Moulin Rouge girls. They are so tall, incredibly tall and flexible. And obviously, these gorgeous girls have all worked in the Moulin Rouge. The little secret sauce that I do is I'm hiring a lot of the ex-Aussies that work there. They're all friends. So when they come together, oh my God, they're all friends with them. It's like they're all chatting. They love working. See them on stage, their energy that they put. It's a real magic, because you're not just having a group of dancers who don't know each other. They've lived and worked in Paris for years. They've now come home and haven't done for years. And now they're back on stage doing what they love around the people they love. They haven't put on the feathers for a while. They haven't put on the big lips and the eyelashes.
In their home country.
In their home country, their friends and family haven't seen it, so they love doing that too. So there's a real magic with this show. As I say, there's so many different levels and layers, but just alone watching the dancers and seeing them, because they're also at a grade we were talking about before, where you learn performing on stage. They're doing 2 shows a night, 7 nights a week, in the biggest cabaret in the world, with the best dancers from around the world standing next to them. There's 80 of them. How do you make yourself look different? How do you stand out? So you're watching those girls going, oh, I get it, you do that. And they know all the little tiny details. And
You got the best of the best.
Yeah, exactly. I've never seen it with any other dancer, because they've had experience working, doing 4 or 5 years in Moulin Rouge every night, doing a show. You become a new level of and that's what they are. And of course, we have the can, which people love, and that's ramped up again. You probably saw it last time, which brings the house down. So yeah, there's the magic of the show. Again, I think I gave away my secrets. Really great people, great lighting, great sound, great performers, great costumes, all put together. It's no
It's an all-round show. I can't wait. I'm coming. I've already got my tickets.
You're gonna love it. You are gonna love it. Please come up and say hi afterwards.
I will. I'm also interviewing Courtney later today as well, so I get to talk to a showgirl as well.
Yes, Courtney was the lead of Moulin Rouge for many years, and again, she's the dance captain, and she actually does a lot of the casting with me, and she's so particular with the show. I'll go, oh, so-and-so wants to do it. She's like, well, that's good, but what about, and she knows girls too. She knows everyone that's worked there. So she brings with her the best dancers. They're also her friends too. She wants to work with them. So that's why I say you get that synergy that you wouldn't get anywhere else. And it really resonates on the stage. I see it and I just go, I'm very lucky.
Yeah, she knows what she's doing. I can't wait to talk to her.
Yeah, very passionate, very professional, a perfectionist.
Yeah. I'll have to get her to correct some of these, shall I? See what she thinks about you then.
Oh, yeah. No,
maybe.
We adore each other. We adore each other. She's lovely.
So are you only on stage like the one time with your just one little act? Exactly. Do you come on heaps of times?
My favourite act is with Rhonda. There's a threesome, a menage a trois, we call it. Right, late again, Rhonda comes out singing La Vie en Rose, which is a beautiful French song in this beautiful
Edith Piaf. Yes, love her.
Yeah, and then I come out and I with a girl, with one of the dancers, and we do this kind of lovey thing, and I make her levitate. She floats, and Rhonda comes under and waves our arms as she's singing. So it's a really great moment, because again, I talk about the layers. You're laying a great illusion with a great song, with a great performer who's actually singing it live. So there's multiple things happening on stage at once, and again, the audience likes it. So we do parts like that. I do a few little bits of illusions in the show. But yeah, my favorite moment is my moment with Rhonda.
Rhonda, who doesn't love a nice moment with Rhonda?
Love sharing center with Rhonda. She'll share center with me, and I'll do it with her any day. No, I love it. And again, we're great friends, so we have a great synergy on stage because we're natural. Like, we know each other very well.
She's always a hilarious, that one. Hilarious hoot. I want to talk about you being a producer as well, because you even have your own production company, Boyd Productions, right? I had a look at the website. I was like, you guys do a lot. You do cabarets, magic shows, Vegas shows. There's an island show, circus shows, Alice in Wonderland Live. Huge variety. Oh my goodness. What made you want to start a production company, and how the hell do you have time?
It is a non-stop business. And I guess it's a natural progression when you're a performer. I started out, as I said, in these cabaret shows in Japan where they have the big feathers and the things, and a natural curiosity. I went and made friends with the lighting designer. I was curious to what he did, and I made friends with all the dancers because we're working together months at a time, and with the choreographer and with all the different people. So one day I was like, oh, I might try and put a show together myself. I just found my friends.
And help other people, right?
Yeah,
give
exactly.
Other people jobs.
Look, I loved it. And all I was doing was gathering my friends that I'd met over the years in all these different shows. I've worked at the big casinos too, here in Australia and cruise ship, everywhere. So all I was doing is bringing the pool, I was just stepping sideways or maybe a step up. And, obviously there are, a lot of new aspects I needed, which I said, the marketing and all the things. So I had to find those people. But I have a natural a passion for producing shows and an eye for detail because I've seen a lot around the world. We're going all around. You kind of know what works and what doesn't, and just assembling people. And also because I'm a performer and I'm normally in the show, they have a huge respect because I'm very respectful for every person. I always credit them, and I always have great people working. So why wouldn't you go?
Yeah.
Oh my God, you know, most times I'm standing back going, that's better than I would have ever thought of. Rather than going, no, it needs to be like this and change the lights like this. I let the lighting designer go, give him the brief and the music and the show, and we talk about it. But I give people their part, you know, so the lighting guy loves what he's doing.
Oh,
His
I like
talent,
that.
he's painting his picture. The sound guy, this is the same. He wants to make the sound as best he can. Obviously, the choreography, the costume design. So when everyone's doing that together, the result is amazing. And really, I just say being a producer is being a good bus driver and having a great, I'm just driving the bus and got a lot of great people on that bus and letting everybody do their part as best they can without micromanaging people. I think it's really important to give people responsibility and accountability because then they love what they do and they love the
Yeah.
product and they care. It's not just money.
Let
It's
them be creative.
absolutely. I want them to be as passionate as me. And as you say, I'm a good chat and talk. And when you're passionate, people just they go with it. So I'm very,
And they
very lucky.
gravitate towards you, Michael. I'm
Yeah,
gravitated.
they
I'm
do.
very invested in this conversation right now.
Oh, the hardest thing is always to sell tickets, but I've managed to overcome and I learned that. And so everybody is making money. Everybody gets paid. The audience has a great time. I'm living out an amazing life, amazing dream. So I feel very, very blessed. But yeah, like always, looking after people, taking care, getting those best people. There's no real you know, brains or science or whatever to it. It's just logic, I guess.
Well, hopefully from this interview today, we can sell some more tickets. 3rd and 4th of November, guys.
Yes.
Cabaret De Paris.
Get in
Coming to
there and
Sydney.
yes, it normally sells out there too, and people love it
Good.
in Sydney. I've done it there various times, and that's why I keep bringing it back. And the State Theatre is just a
Oh,
beautiful,
yes.
absolutely beautiful picture frame. I always say it's like a frame.
Saw Mystique at State Theatre, now I'm seeing Cabaret de Paris at State Theatre.
Oh, you're
I
going to be a
see, that's just your
regular
favourite
there.
place.
Yeah, you need to get your own seats. We'll put your names on them so we know where you're sitting.
Yes, please. That's just the seat for Lauren Yates right there. I'm surprised you're not doing more days then if they're always sold out.
Well, limited time, limited to get Rhonda as availability and make it all
Yeah,
work.
and the
That's
theatre as well. Other things are on.
absolutely, yeah.
Well,
But
just gonna have to wait for hopefully if it comes back next year too.
fingers and toes. Yeah,
Fingers
and toes.
crossed. Come on, guys, buy tickets so they can come back. Now, even though you've already achieved so much in your career as well, Michael, what else can we expect from you in the future? What's on after all of this Cabaret de Paris? Can we look forward to Mystique again, or what's happening?
I'll reveal to you what we're bringing next to the State Theatre, and it's doing a tour of Australia, is the Christmas Spectacular, which we did last year. It stars Prinny Stevens, who is a voice star, absolutely incredible singer. If you know Prinny or have you heard,
Yes, she's also been on the show. We love her too.
We love Prinny. So she's the singer in the show, and then think Radio City Rockettes as the dancers. So it's a real family show. We have the like the reindeers with the lights in the costumes, a really cute number. They bring on Santa. We have the toy soldiers coming out. There's a vignette that's kind of our homage to the Nutcracker, and we do a bit of magic in that. And then just so many great things. It's basically a Christmas variety show where we've mixed all the elements, unlike anything that's out there. We did it last year for the first time, and people went nuts. They loved it. It did do really well at the State Theatre, so we're doing a big tour. And it's something that I want to bring back as a tradition every year, so we refresh it again. And it's something the whole family can go and watch. We have a beautiful moment where I make a magic snow with Santa, and then there's snow falls all over the State Theatre. We had it there. Well, my goodness, we didn't realise kids were running up the aisles.
To collect the snow.
Yeah, while Prinny was coming around, sitting on the stage singing White Christmas, you know, those beautiful moments we just go, oh my God, I never realized that. I knew we had the snow machines. I knew that, but I didn't realize all these kids, they're running and they're grabbing the snow. And Prinny was so good with them. Grab a piece of snow, guys. Take it back to your seat. You know, it's magic. And it just, again, It's a beautiful show, great costumes, beautiful, lots of great surprises. I make pretty float too in an illusion.
Oh,
Angels. We have angels doing aerial thing, dressed as beautiful angels, and the girls on point doing ballet. So many things that you don't expect to see in a Christmas show. Moves very, very fast. And lots of great costumes and really family friendly.
so when's that? Do we know the date yet? Or
That I do. I believe Sydney is the 21st, 22nd, and 23rd of December. So that's the last stop in Sydney. 3 dates there. And as I said, we did it 2 dates last year. They sold like crackers, and everybody there just loved it. And of course, you get to meet Santa afterwards and do the little Santa photo. And
gonna have to
all
put that into my schedule, make sure I'm there. Plus,
Happy
everyone
more
loves Christmas,
Eve.
right?
Everyone loves it. It's just at that right time of the year. And like I said, it's done really well. And our choice of songs, I really sat down with Prinny again and worked heavily on getting songs that we thought was synonymous with Christmas. Some of them aren't traditional songs, but they have a kind of Christmassy feeling, because we wanted not to make it like what you've seen. But of course, there's lots of Mariah Carey Christmas tunes, and he belts them out. And every time I'm just like, oh my God. And she loves it too. We love the show. Beautiful costumes again. We went and spent a lot of money on the wardrobe for that for last year. But you'll see it come out soon, and you'll see all the little clips, and you'll see exactly what I mean. And you'll have those same seats you always get, Lauren.
Oh, thank you. Yes.
Same seats,
Front row, please. No.
we know where you are. There she is.
And that's through Boyd Productions as well.
It is through Boyd Productions. It's my entire show.
Your baby.
Dreamed it, imagine it, and it took a long time watching all these routines and going, what do I want in a Christmas show? And then going out and going, what do you think? What do you think? So, I look for everyone's advice. Beautiful show and fun for the whole family, and really makes you feel, oh, it's Christmas.
It's Christmas. It's time to just relax. I love it. I will keep an eye out for that. Thank you for telling us about that, Michael. And I know I've taken a lot of your time today already, but would you like to end with a little bit of a game?
Oh, absolutely. I love
Yes. And it's a bit of competitive element. You can set the bar nice and high for Courtney when I do it with her later. Then she can try and beat you.
We're very competitive. Okay,
So,
let's go.
it's a legendary game here on Rave It Up. It's called the 2-minute hot seat. And I ask you various questions. You just have to pick your preference. So it's like dogs or cats or singing or dancing. And you have to answer as many questions in 2 minutes as possible. And then at the end, we'll see where you sit on the leaderboard up against everyone else that's played the game on the show.
Ooh, okay, here we go.
So to give you like an idea in terms of like Zoom interviews, the top of the leaderboard has answered 63 questions.
Wow.
2 minutes. So let's try and beat them, shall we? And you can set the bar nice and high for Courtney later. I'm just thinking, like, I know Rhonda's been on a couple of times, but I still don't think we've played it yet. I'll have to check on that later. That's all right. Otherwise, I was going to get you to beat Rhonda. That would have been hilarious.
It would have been.
That's all right. Next time. You can set the bar nice and high for her too, then.
Does everybody get the same questions, or you change them up?
It depends. So if, like, say you and Courtney were in the exact same interview, then I would do mixed questions, because otherwise the other person's just sitting there like trying to memorize the questions. Oh, yes. I think that's unfair. All right. But today you kind of get the same sort of list of questions most people get. Yeah? All right. You ready?
Good. I'm excited.
Just change the view on the camera so I can see us both. All right. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Instagram or YouTube?
Instagram.
Pop or country music?
Pop.
Cook or clean?
Clean.
Beach or pool?
Beach.
Blondes or brunettes?
Blondes.
Comedy or action?
Comedy.
Sweet or salty?
Salty.
Book or e-reader?
Book.
Home cooking or dining out?
Home cooking.
Bottomless bowl or bottomless drink?
Bottomless drinks.
Singing or dancing?
Dancing.
Dogs or cats?
Cats.
Italian or Chinese food?
Italian.
Summer or winter?
Summer.
Jennifer Lopez or Scarlett Johansson?
Jennifer Lopez.
Johnny Depp or Will Smith?
Johnny Depp.
Shop in-store or online?
In-store.
Cinema or home movie?
Cinema.
Ice cream or gelato?
Ice cream.
Cake or cookies?
Cake.
Coffee or tea?
Coffee.
Christmas or your birthday?
Christmas.
Night or day?
Day.
Bus or train?
Train.
Talk to the dead or see the future?
Talk to the dead.
Early bird or night owl?
Night owl.
Eye color blue or brown?
Brown.
Driver or passenger?
Driver.
Texting or calling?
Calling.
Sydney or Melbourne?
Melbourne.
Friday or Saturday?
Saturday.
TV or movies?
Movies.
Movies or books?
Books.
Fiction or non-fiction books?
Not fiction.
Snow or surf?
Snow.
Freeze time or time travel?
Time travel.
Burger or pizza?
Burger.
Tomato sauce or barbecue sauce?
Tomato sauce.
Beer or spirits?
Beer.
Leather or denim?
Leather.
City or country?
City.
Biting your nails or picking your nose?
Pick your nose.
Pants or shorts?
Shorts.
Tattoos or piercings?
What was that again?
Tattoos or piercings?
Tattoos.
Backpack or suitcase?
Suitcase.
Ice cream or chocolate?
Chocolate.
And we're out of time!
Oh, how did that go?
I saw you get stuck in Sydney and Melbourne there. You're like,
Yeah.
I like both.
Dude.
How many questions do you think you answered in that time?
42.
Oh, very close. Were you counting?
No.
You answered 46. Very good. Very close.
Oh, I didn't
Good work.
think 60. I don't know how they got that so fast. Your brain does really think.
You're sitting number 14 on the Rave It Up leaderboard.
That's not bad.
That's not bad.
bad.
I'll see how Courtney goes later and I'll let you know.
Oh, I reckon she'll be really good at it.
She'll be good?
Oh, actually, I don't know. She might be more of a thinker. She'd carefully think them through.
It's a good way to, like, for the fans to get to know you better, but also see how you are as, like, are you like a quick decision maker, or are you like, I'm gonna have to sit and think about it for a bit?
I love that's my favorite part of my day. I haven't done something like that ever. So thank you for.
You're welcome.
Terry.
Anytime you come back on the show, we'll do another game or something.
Yeah, different questions. I love it. Yeah, very.
Hey,
clever.
people love that because I got the idea from like Top Gear. You know, they do the lap and then the celebrities try and go on the leaderboard. So there you
Very
go.
clever.
People love competitive elements. They want to beat their friends. Yeah.
Let's see how I go, Courtney. I'll be messaging her after one. How many did you get?
How did you get? How did you go?
I will be.
Well, we are unfortunately getting to the end of the interview now, Michael. It's been so much fun. I learned so much about you, and I hope everyone else has too. But as a closing statement, and was probably the most important question here on Rave It Up, a little bit more serious now. Knowing what you know now, what would you tell your 14-year-old self?
Telling my 14-year-old self, I would say, don't worry, go with the flow. Never worry about what happens in life. I would say, it's a really interesting one. I would have liked to study more dance, to have better movement, go and do dance classes. I would have told myself to do a little bit more academic study.
Do that business and marketing.
Yeah. And I would have, it's a really hard one. I think I would have, just more told, relax and go with the journey, because I've done so much. I'm very, very lucky. I don't regret any of those things. Just go with it, go with the flow, be open to new people, trust everyone, and love everyone.
Because you kind of want to enjoy it in the moment too, don't you? Not just after it's finished.
I think often that's one of the things we don't, because we get so nervous and stressed about doing a show. And I've learned over the years now, it'll come out, and however it is, it will work out. Yes, you have to put the work in, but whatever happens, and you've got to deal with it. You can't change it.
Yeah, because you're prepared anyway.
You as much as can be. As much as can be. But yeah. Oh, what an interesting question. It was so,
That's always our very famous last question of the show.
I love that. Yeah.
Yeah, because we end up putting it, actually, Rhonda's in this book too. We end up putting them all into a book. Maybe I can put you in the next one, Michael.
Yes,
but I think we've got, here's little Rhonda as a 14-year-old. Isn't that cute?
That is so cute. I want to see what she said. I'm going to go and look up that book later and see what she...
Yeah.
What
I know now. Yeah, she's in the book. And I don't know if you're friends with Todd McKenney as well, because she's good friends with him.
He
Yeah,
is great friends with Todd, but yeah.
he wrote one of my forewords as well because I
Oh,
actually met Rhonda through him. He put
oh,
me in touch with her. So
how good is that?
what a
Yeah.
small world, right?
It is when you're in
Without
show
knowing him,
business, we're all connected.
especially in the entertainment industry.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, before we go, if our audience want to contact you, find out what you're up to in the future, where should we go follow you and also your website?
Yes, so best to go to the Instagram page, Michael Boyd, the Illusionist. You'll see all the stuff that goes on with the shows there. Always good to go to Boyd Productions, have a little look there. We also have the Facebook page, which is got Cabaret De Paris, Circus of Illusion. They're all kind of separate identities. And the Ultimate Baker Show, Mystic, all those shows. Realistically, probably the best one-stop shop is Michael Boyd the Illusionist on Instagram, because all those shows do come up.
Yeah,
And
make sure you do write in the Illusionist too. I noticed there's a few different Michael Boyds out there.
There's Michael Boyd, the choreographer, who's in Sydney, and we often get mixed up.
Yeah.
And dancers, when I ring to book them, will go, "Oh, are you choreographing the show?" I'm like, "I know."
No, that's another Michael Boyd.
There's another one. He's also very good at what he does. So yeah.
What an unfortunate name though, but you know, that's all right. You can say, yes, I did. Oh.
Yes, I did. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for coming on the show today, Michael. It's been so much fun.
Really enjoyed it. Absolute pleasure. Thank you so much.
You're welcome on the show anytime, okay? So in the future, if there's anything else you want to talk about, come on and talk to me about it.
We'll be back, and we'll have to get Prinny back to talk about the Christmas spectacular.
Yes, please. And maybe if you're in Sydney, we can do one in person too,
Oh, wouldn't that be
hopefully.
great?
But you're based in Melbourne mostly, aren't you?
I am a gypsy boy here, has suitcase, will travel. As you said, I'm
Exactly.
everywhere.
Hobart, Sydney, Melbourne,
Yeah,
everywhere.
But yeah, I will be in Sydney. Let's try and tee that up next time.
Yeah, I'll come and say hi after the show, hopefully.
Look forward to meeting you.
Yeah, look forward to it as well. But keep in touch, all right?
Well, 100% for sure.
Well, I hope you all enjoyed today's interview. If you would like to live a life that you can rave about too, just like Michael, please visit our website, raveituptv.com. Check out our interviews there, as well as our books and courses on how to live a life that you can rave about. One of the books is right behind me, Knowing What I Know Now, as well as also a mini ebook that I wrote called Staying Strong, Finding Inner Peace During Hard Times. But for now, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.